welcome back to the Lorri Love Show. We're live today. We had to do it live. Usually I pre-record, but we had to go live today because you just dropped your video for Money No Soul at 12 a.m.
Yes, I did.
And it was great.
Thank you.
And I was looking at the comments and everybody was saying, like, for an independent artist, like, it looks like this was somebody who had, like, a lot of creative direction, like somebody who was on a big budget did this, and it was great work.
Thank you. Yeah, I was definitely not on a big budget, but we made it work. Like, the director, Naf, he really did his thing. His name is Hunter. Like, he captured everything that I wanted. You know what I mean? Like, my creative vision, like, I had this idea for, like, a long time, and he really made it come to life.
So for those of you that don't know, this is Daysia Chanelle. You can follow her on Instagram as Day the God. I've been following you, I think, for like a year now. I really like how you're just like in your music, you don't hold back how you feel, what you go through. Like, and I think a lot of women, we need that because you keep it all the way real, but you're also gangsta at the same time, which I respect.
Yeah.
What influenced the song?
This song?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like the whole imagery and like the visuals behind it, like, people might have not like understood where I was coming from, but it really meant like we move too fast in relationships and even in situationships, because like nowadays people don't even get into relationships. Like, we just be on some, oh yeah, we're together every day and we're 2 weeks into it, but we're already like married, you know what I mean? And like, then you get to the point where it's just too late and you got to run away from the situation because you've been through so much and like there's nothing else you can do. You can't fix it because you guys went into it too fast. I don't even know each other. And now you're finding out stuff after all this shit happened already. And it's like, now you just got to go away. Like, that's the whole point of the visual. Like, I ran away from the situation, like, because I got to the point where I couldn't handle it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really what the whole song is about. And then even with the Cabbage Patch, that's what I was trying to portray, like, bring back like memories from when you were younger and stuff like that. Like, keep that youth in you because you don't have to, life is not like waiting for you. You know what I mean? Like, that's not gonna wait up for you. And like, that's what I'm trying to portray with this whole visual right here.
I feel you on that. Yeah, when I first heard the title, because I think you released the art maybe before you dropped the song or something like that. And I hadn't heard the full song, and it was Money No Soul. And I was just like, is this about like getting to the bag and like not having feelings? But then when I heard the song and I heard your lyrics, I'm like, yo, she's really saying something. Because you were like, money can't give you soul. And you were like saying how, like, what I took from the song was that you liked the dude because he wasn't too flashy. He was fly. And then at the same time, you were like praying, like, and hoping that things would work out, even though they weren't. And then eventually you were like, all right, well, I guess this isn't really working out.
Yeah.
Which I think is dope because a lot of us, sometimes we have too much pride to admit when we go through shit. So we don't talk about it enough in music. Like, it's all about like, like cut them off and forget about it. And that's it. But you really captured the emotion in the song.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's all I'm trying to do. Like, and then with the money, don't mean you got soul part. Like, I feel like nowadays, a lot of people are just like, that's the first thing you look for in a relationship. Like, money. What do you have? What are your, attributes? Like, stuff like that are not really on internally. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's another downfall to relationships. Like, you move fast because of like things look good to you from the outside, but it's like that doesn't mean you have a good soul. That doesn't mean you have something that's gonna actually make a lasting relationship and stuff like that. So I felt like that was perfect, and people might have taken it out of context, but like,
as a rapper, and like, because I see you, the way I see you is like a rapper, a singer, and I feel like as a female rapper, you represent women in a good light because you're saying that you're a female rapper, you have all this attention, you've done performances, you've done all these songs, and you're saying that you still have a heart. You know what I mean? Like, it's not all about, your message is a little bit different to me. Like, it's not all about like, I hear some female rap and it's like use him and lose him. You know what I mean? Like, and so right now I feel like it's a lot of animosity between males and females because especially a dude who has money, because he's like, does this girl want me for my money or does she
Yeah.
like me for me? And I think that's a scary place to be in. And you probably deal with it too, because you're up and coming and you have a following. So you probably deal with it too, where when you meet guys, you're like, does he want me for my clout or does he
Yeah.
like me for me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so your song is very genuine. And what inspired, so in the video, it looks like you're like about to get married. We talked about this before we got on camera.
Mm-hmm.
So you were saying that the wedding part, like how does that come into with the song? Like how does that relate?
I just try to portray it in a way where, like, moving too fast. Like with the whole wedding, I dragged it. You know what I mean? I really dragged it. Like I'm not really getting married, but like I feel like that could happen. Like I'll be in a 2-month situation and we're already talking about babies. You know what I mean? Like stuff that happens a lot. I feel like now with our generation of people, like. So I just dragged it. It was like imagery, like trying to portray it with the wedding, like just moving too fast. And I had to run away from it because I wasn't ready for that. Like,
But you thought you were.
mm-hmm.
It'd be like that for sure.
Facts.
I like how you're in your also your other songs. I wanted to put up the cover art for your song really quick,
Okay.
if we can. Oh, it's on there, like they can see it. Oh. Oh, okay. Great. All right, awesome. So the cover art is dope. I wanted everybody to see that. You could find the song on all streaming platforms, YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Google, all that. I wish I could play a part of it so they could hear how dope it is, because you really freaked that. Like,
Thank you.
I heard the way you was singing on that thing, girl. And then you also have a few other songs on iTunes, so I do want to put that up as well. And you have like the luggage song.
Yeah.
And then you have one of the songs from your project, from your mixtape, Left in the
Maybe.
Cold.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Luggage
And
was
then,
my first single. And
which
then Luggage was my first single that I ever dropped. And like original beat and stuff like that. And then maybe it's from the tape, my first tape.
when you drop Luggage, basically you were saying like that you're not trying to stress anymore, right? What were you trying to say with that song?
I was trying to say, like, fuck these niggas, like, but I'm like, fuck them. I'm out of here. Like, I'm in my, people say I'm in my bag. Like, I was saying, nah, like, it's bigger than a bag. Like, I'm in my luggage. Like, and, it was also, like, trying to say, how people pack up their bags when they leave. Like, I'm saying, no, like, I'm packing up everything. Like, with my luggage, I'm bringing it. So that's what I was trying to portray with that, too. Like, basically the same thing, like most of my songs be about the same person.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, maybe two. So yeah, it's just, basically moving on type of empowerment songs. Yeah.
I listen to your music and I'm like, hell yeah, girl. Say that shit twice. Your first song that I found was Blame Me. I found you on Instagram and I think you had just dropped the video for Blame Me. And you have that on your SoundCloud. Let's put up your SoundCloud too, because everybody can find you there. And I know that there's people who on my show who haven't been familiarized with you. So you're on there as Daysia Chanelle, Daysia Chanelle, with 2 L's and an E at the end. And you have a pretty good, I mean, you've been doing this for how long now?
A year. This is
like a year.
Complete year.
And honestly, your growth is so incredible.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've seen you nonstop performing, dropping music, and like you went from, I don't know, I might be wrong. Don't quote me, but I feel like you went from like 2,000 followers to like 8 real quick.
I had like 4,000 something, and then it was just like, it went up from there in the last year and a half.
Yeah.
Like, I went up like 4,000.
And that's a lot. And it's like, I know damn well you didn't buy them because you really be out here performing. Like, and when people see you, they can't forget you. Like, and that's how you gain a lot of like real fans. And that's why you have all these plays on your songs. Let's put the next picture. Because you have a lot of plays on your songs.
I've been going hard. That's why, because like the main songs I've been performing was like Too Hottie and my new song, Manino Soul, and stuff like that. So I just try to keep performing like the same stuff, just so, people could bang it in people's heads. And I've been going hard. Like with these shows, I've really been going hard.
Yeah, and you go hard on your songs. Like you don't sound like a soft girl who's about to cry and beg for somebody to act right. You sound
Yeah,
like, yo, I did my part. I did what I had to do. You're fucking up now, and I'm out.
exactly.
And so when you did Left in the Cold, I saw that you had posted on IG. You were like, I just want to thank my ex for inspiring me to do this.
And he commented.
He did.
He was like, "You're welcome."
What was that like? Like, what was that relationship like? Because in the song, I like how you portray, you're like, basically, you're like, how can you blame me for wanting to leave when you put me through all this? And
Yeah.
it's crazy because as women, it's like we're fed up and we go through all these things and we're still worried about how the person's gonna feel. Like in the song, you're like, you know, when I leave you, you're gonna hate me.
Yeah.
When I move on, you're gonna hate me. Like, it's like we still think about how they're gonna feel.
Exactly. Well, that I'm gonna tell you a little secret. So you've seen the Blame Me video, right? That's my actual ex.
Oh, wow.
So like that pretty much describes our relationship right there. Like I could write a song about him, it would be good the next day. Like now it's completely over with, but like back then, like that it was like toxic. You know what I mean? Like it would be back and forth. Like we would argue, happy, on some bipolar shit. Like you know, so that's how that was. I mean, it was not healthy.
How
I don't
did
have
you gain the strength to be like, all right, this is done? Like, when did you know that it was like done,
on my
done?
birthday. He drove to some girl's house in my car.
In your car?
Most definitely.
Wow.
Most definitely.
So you had to go hard after that.
Oh yeah.
I was watching this interview, Cash Doll. She was answering questions yesterday, and she goes, they were like, how do you get back at your ex after he does you dirty? And she was like, I just do me. Like I level up and I make sure that he sees me everywhere doing my thing.
Yeah.
And not necessarily moving on with another guy, but just doing my thing, like growing and
It's like
shining.
a bad dream.
Yeah. And I feel like that's what you're doing right now. For sure.
I think so. I don't have any bad like animosity toward him or nothing. Like it's no bad blood. Like he does his thing too. You know what I mean? So
I think it's cool that he supported you with the music video too.
like, yeah, he definitely did.
That's dope. Sometimes people make mistakes. Sometimes people do things, and at the end of the day,
it's a
it's
mistake.
like,
I think it's a mistake one time, but if you keep doing it, it's a lifestyle.
was it hard for you to, like, were there times where you were like, damn, I kind of want to go back? Because of the
No.
history?
Like after it was done, I don't know. I was just like me. I'm the type of person where it's like if I'm really done and I say it in my head like, "Nah, I'm really done." Like there's times where you could be like, "Oh, I'm done with you," but it's like you know you're playing it yourself. Like you'd be like, "I'm not really done. Come on, let's be real." But you're just
It's like
saying
a warning.
That. Yeah, like but there's multiple warnings, you know. But like when I'm really done and in my head, I'd be like, "Nah, I'm bugging now. Like I'm really done. Like I don't want you."
Right.
I don't want you at all. Like I can have be good memories and like happy times, but
How long have you been singing or rapping? You do both.
yeah, I was a singer in the choir. Like I went to Catholic school, so I used to sing in the choir and stuff like that. But I never try to do anything, you know, personal or individually. But I would say like 2015, people on my softball team. I played softball. People would be like, "Oh, you could really sing. Like, you know, you could really actually sing." So I would write. Like, I would always write, but never try to put it out there. So when the So Gone challenge happened on Instagram, it was like 2016, I think. I posted like a freestyle, and I was like singing slash rapping on there. People was like, "Oh, like I really like this. Like, you should keep going." So after that, I started like recording myself on GarageBand on my computer, but I never put anything out until 2018.
That's dope. That's dope. What fueled you to be like, okay, this is for me?
I realized I liked it. Like once I played softball in college, so I was in college, you know, just away playing softball. I was unhappy because I realized that I wanted to do music instead. So once I realized I loved that more than I loved the thing that I loved the most, I was like, nah, I gotta do this.
Because you were like playing softball, and then you were like, but this, I still have like the music was pulling you.
Yeah, I wanted to quit softball because of music. Like I wanted to go home. I didn't want to have. I wanted to have long nails. Like I wanted to like, you know what I mean? Like I wanted
Yeah.
to be in my bag. Like I was tight because I couldn't like do my thing because I was trapped out there. That's how I felt.
Yeah.
My friends were like, "No, you're bugging." I was like, "I want to drop out there. Like you have 1 year left. Like just do it." So I just stuck it out.
And you finished.
Yeah,
That's what's up. That's what's up that you didn't get anxious and like,
I was so mad.
yeah, because
I
then all
just
the
put out
work
a.
you put in would have been.
I put a freestyle out every Sunday when I was in college, like my last year, just so I could stay relevant. You know?
That's what's up. And was there any like artist, any singer that inspires you that like you really like? Like, who's your favorite artist?
Janae Aiko
Janae
and
Aiko.
Drake. Well, I would say them two the most definitely like high school. You know them the bus rides you listen to in the morning when you come back from school. Like all I would listen to is Drake and Janae Aiko. Like they definitely inspire me for
Dope.
sure.
Who would you want to do a feature with in the future?
Drake,
One of them.
Gunna, I like Gunna. I want Gunna on the Money No Soul remix.
Yo, I feel like that would be a body. Right now, it's so good. Like,
I know.
wow,
I want Gunna.
that
on
was a
that.
good call. I feel like that would be a good collab for sure. Um, yeah. So you guys all have to listen to No Money No Soul when you finish watching this interview today. Watch the video. So what do you have coming up next in the future?
A lot. Like, so I have an EP coming out. So I'm gonna drop it in September, and my birthday's in September, so I want to do it around there. And it's this is exclusive information right here.
Heard that?
So I'm gonna drop a diary type thing. So it's like a 5-song EP, and I have a secret with it. I'm not gonna expose that here. I'm not gonna tell anybody until I just like put it out there. But it's diary theme. So basically, the whole thing is like my diary is an entry from my diary. Every song on there, and Money No Soul is on it. Obviously, it's the 4th song. The rest of them really dope songs. And I'm gonna drop that in September, and I'm dropping dope visuals too. So I think I'm gonna throw an EP party. So everybody's invited. Put it
Hey,
put it
you
together.
know we
Nice.
in there. You know the Lori Love show is gonna be in there. And are you still working on it, or is it like finished
It's
already?
complete. The song's complete. It just has to get mixed and mastered and everything. And then the visuals are being shot as we speak.
What are some of the things that you've learned like as you started making music that like what are some of the things that you know now about the music industry or about creating good music that you didn't know when you first started?
That I was gonna be broke. Like this takes a lot, a lot of dedication and thought, creativity, money, investing, time, scheduling, like so much stuff, so many components of it that like you don't see from the outside. You just see the outcome
Yeah.
of other people's stuff, and like people don't know how hard I'm really going right now. Like, and it takes dedication and passion. Like you have to really work. It's like people be like, "Oh, you do music," It's not just, "Oh, you do music." Like it's a job. It really is like, and that's one thing that when you see it firsthand, it's different. When I'm growing up and seeing other people doing it, I'm not looking at it like you don't know what's going on behind scenes. But you really have to have a team behind you, like positive people, and that it's a mental thing too. Like it takes a lot on your mental. Like that's one thing that I just really didn't know from the outside, but now it's just like a whole different ballgame.
Do you feel like the fact that you have like how did you get a team together? Like when you decided like, I'm going to sing, I'm going to rap. How did you figure out like, okay, who am I going to keep around me or who's really riding with me that I'm going to keep around that's going to help me make this a real thing?
I'm big on like vibes and energy. So most of the people around me are family. Like my whole music video, Money No Soul, that's my whole family in there. Like my little cousins, my mom, my aunt.
That's
My
beautiful.
uncle was the
Shout out
priest.
to the fam.
So that's that's no brainer. But the other people like my production team, Kofi, Kima, it's just vibes and loyalty. Like if you riding for me and you don't want anything from me and stuff like that, like you're not asking me for anything. Obviously, it's just off of I see you really for me.
Mhm.
And that's really all it is. Like you're doing things for me out of love, like not out of because I want this in return. Like
Mhm.
that's why I keep people around.
Yeah. You mentioning that, I wanted to ask you, do you think that women in the music industry have it harder than men in the music industry?
Yeah, because sex sells.
Mhm.
So you're automatically put in a bracket like, oh, you have to do this to
Mhm.
sell.
Mhm.
You have to do this so people will look at you. And it's like, I don't think you do. I
Mhm.
choose to sometimes, just
Mhm.
because I'm a little ratchet sometimes. I like
Mhm.
to shake my butt.
Mhm.
But some people are like, oh, you have to do this. But guys, I don't feel like, well, I don't know. Because for guys, you kind of do have to like be, oh, I got bread. Oh, I'm fly. I got, clothes and stuff like that. So I guess kind of the same thing.
Mhm.
So I don't know. But it is kind of hard for girls to be trustful
Mhm.
because there is so many like higher ups. They're all men.
Mhm. Exactly.
A&Rs, stuff like that.
Mhm.
Managers, they're men. So it's harder for females to trust.
Mhm.
That's the part I think it's harder.
And to navigate like when somebody hits you with like some bullshit, like to know how to be like how to kindly say fuck
Yeah,
you.
how to maneuver and stuff. Cause exactly, cause then you have a bad rep after that.
Mhm.
You don't know how to if you don't know how to properly handle yourself, they're gonna
Mhm.
be like, oh nah, she got an attitude. Don't work with her. But
Mhm.
meanwhile, you're just trying to protect yourself.
Mhm. And they were trying it.
Hmm.
Mhm.
They
Yeah.
won't tell them that though.
Yeah. The industry is a lot of kind of like wearing a smile on your face and making observations at the
Yeah.
same time, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So you've performed a few times. I've seen you perform a lot. Out of all the performances you've done, like which one time did you feel was like one of your favorites and why?
SOBs. 2 weeks ago, I performed at SOBs. That was the first time I ever did like choreography in there. So I had shout out to Kendrick Samuel. That's my boy. He been helping me with like movements and stuff like that because I feel like I'm very like aggressive and stuff like that. So I never knew how to be like delicate or anything. And Money No Soul is not really like a rah 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 song.
Mhm.
So I had to learn how to be kind of like delicate and stuff like that. So he helped me with choreography and stuff, and that I really like. I won that show actually at
Hey,
SOBs. Yeah, thank you.
congrats.
So I did really good.
That's dope. So what do you get as like what happens when you win?
People have different prizes, but this one was it was a tour prize, so you would win like a show in Toronto or at a yacht. Yeah,
So which one? Which one are
I
you
picked the
doing?
Toronto one, but I'm not sure
Dope.
yet.
Dope. You still have time to decide?
Yeah,
Nice. So you'll definitely let us know when that comes up.
I will.
That's
I think
very
it's during the
exciting.
Oktoberfest thing.
Oh, dope. So it's
Yeah.
gonna come out after your EP drops.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. Very nice.
So
How do you feel about performing? Like when you go on stage, do you feel like now that you've done it a few times, it gets easier?
for sure.
Or yeah?
For sure. Yeah, when I first started, my first performance was in August, and then I didn't perform again until January. So when I was stiff, like I looked like a dead fish. Like I was just speaking my words.
Mhm.
Now I memorize all my words. Obviously, well, it's like more like I don't have to think about it.
Mhm.
Um, and I just look more alive. It definitely is easier. Like I don't have butterflies when I go on stage. Like I don't have like any. I could perform in front of 1,000 people right now. Put it like that, and I would have
Mhm.
no type of like nervousness or
Mhm.
anything.
And SOBs is a pretty big venue,
Hmm.
and a lot of like our artists who have like made it big, like they've performed there. So it's dope that you won. Like
Thank
congratulations,
you.
that's a big thing. Yeah, you're mad humble because I feel like you didn't really like put it out there like that happened.
Yeah,
You just keep working and doing things and moving, and like you don't let things make you feel like okay, I accomplished this. Like to
yeah,
me, it's like you're just like constantly on the go.
exactly. Because I'm in my head a lot, so I always feel like I could do better. Like
Mhm.
I won other stuff too, but I don't like. I don't know. People always tell me like that I'm cocky, and I'm stuck up and stuff like that. So I try not to be that as much as I can. I guess maybe to people that they might feel like maybe I'm more of that since I like don't, but I try not to like do too much.
That's interesting. Cause I feel like in the music industry, you kind of have to be cocky. Like you have to
Yeah.
believe in yourself. You have to feel like you're the best because it's like, look at how many battles have happened. How many
Yeah.
like because so and so thought that they were better than so and so, and like look at all that comes from that. Like so, I don't know. How do you feel when people tell you that? Like, what type of reaction do you give them?
I just be like, word. All right. Like, I don't know. Sometimes it bothers me just because it's like, I don't think I'm stuck up or like, I'm definitely cocky with my music, but that's because I really believe in it and I walk around with confidence. I don't know. Some people might take that the wrong way, like, but that's their issue. So, but I just try to stay low with certain things, my accomplishments. I just feel like that could like block my blessings too. So I have a lot of things that I don't put out there. Like people think that they know everything that's going on because I post a lot. I'm very like, always on Instagram, like open and talking and stuff like that. But a lot of things that I have going on and like connections and things that I'm doing, I don't really broadcast like that.
Yeah, that's good. And you probably had to learn along the way, like what to share and what not to share
Yeah.
and things like that. Honestly, I think that personally want to say that I feel like when somebody thinks that somebody else is cocky, that they kind of just something about that person makes them feel insecure. They don't know how to handle that person's confidence.
Yeah.
Because it's like you could be in a room full of people that are very self confident. If you're not self confident, you're going to think that everybody's cocky.
Exactly.
Like if you're worried about where you stand in the presence of someone else, you're going to think they're cocky because everybody has different personalities. So you could still approach somebody or not approach them and it be all good. But the fact that you take the time out of the day to feel like, yo, this person is stuck up is like, did you want to say hi and didn't know how?
You're mad.
Yeah.
You're mad.
And with women, it's like sometimes when you have a strong character, it gets put out of context.
Exactly.
Like you're stuck up. No, I'm just reserved. Like,
And then it comes down to like, I mean, I see with a lot of females too, and I don't like that. Like that shit bothers me because I'm the type of person that I don't really speak to people unless I'm like you speak to me, and it's not even me being cocky. That's just like me. I just like to observe things and like see how people move before I talk to you. I might talk to you, but so I see that a lot with females that they'll be like talking about me, and somebody else will tell me. And they'll be like, oh, I think she's this and that. But then when they really talk to me, they'd be like, oh, I didn't know you were like this. Like, that's just how I am. I'm really mellow and calm. And like, if I know you, I'm going to turn up. Like, that's how it is with me. And I don't act like that. Like, I'm humble with my stuff, but people take certain things the wrong way because I'm always talking about what I got going on with my friends and stuff like that, or like whatever. I'm always talking about like music. This like listen to my song. Da da da. Like they be like, damn, do you ever stop? No,
you
I
can't
don't.
stop. Yeah, it's like you have to be passionate about it, or else what's gonna make it keep moving forward? And that's why you've grown the way you've grown. Like you're a great inspiration.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you're definitely one of the women that I look up to because you went through something that was difficult and you turned it into something that was popping.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. How long do you think a woman should stay in a relationship once she realizes that it's unhealthy?
Shit. Yo, I don't even know because I can't talk. Like, I can't talk. I can't talk. Like, I feel like you should just run from that situation as far as you can. But like, if you can't, just fuck them. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. Like, I can't talk on that situation.
I think that your emotion allows you to have more context too for your songs. Like it makes you more human because it's like on paper we could all say like, put your standards up and do this and do that. Yeah. But in reality, like
you're not even doing that.
Right. Like in reality, it's like, has the time passed for you to prove to yourself that you really learned that lesson? Yeah. Like, who's to say that you're not going to go through that again? Because sometimes your heart is just built a certain way, like where you put up with certain things. And you're like, damn, why am I doing this? But it's because you
Bro,
have a heart.
exactly. Like, that's exactly what it is.
Do you see yourself being in a relationship again? Like, how do you feel about the future, about love in the future for you?
In the future, I see myself, having kids with the same guy that I'm married to, But for right now, no. Like I'm just getting into the music industry. Like there's a lot of people out here. I'm just trying to have fun, like enjoy my life, you know. I don't know thought shit, but like just go with the flow, do my shows. You meet somebody new every day. Like you never know who's out here. I'm not looking for a relationship right now. Like I'm just having fun.
You guys heard that. Don't be trying to wife date the god up. Take your time, show your worth. You heard?
Facts.
um, so let's see. I had some other questions for you. Do you want to stay independent?
I do. In the future I plan on like doing a partnership. But money talks. So that's really what it's about. But I don't want anybody owning my craft because I have a lot of things that I want to do. Like especially with this Cabbage Patch thing. Like I want to make this a thing. Cause I could do it. You remember the Garbage Pail Kids? You don't? All right. So it was like Cabbage Patch, but there was another brand called Garbage Pail Kids, and they had like different themes. So they would be like Silly Sally or something, and she would be there making a dumb face or something. It was Cabbage Patch making like a dumb face. I want to do stuff like that with my Cabbage Patch theme. So everything I have, every like party or every EP or something, I want to do like a different theme for that Cabbage Patch. But it's gonna look like me. So I want to brand that, and I hope to have Cabbage Patch hit me up one day, just so I could like bring that back to young kids and everything, because that was a big thing when I was younger, like Cabbage Patch. Yeah, so I feel like that's fire if they give me a doll and put it on merch and everything, like. So that I want to do that independently and just like build that up. So, and I have my brand. I put my name as a business now, so it's Daysia LLC, Daysia Chanelle LLC, and then I have Day Ones. So Day One is like basically, you know how Rihanna got her Navy and like Beyonce got her Beehive and stuff like that. Like I have my Day Ones. So it's like, Day is obviously my nickname, and then like, when people say, oh, that's my Day One, like they've been there since whatever. So for you, for example, you've been following me since I dropped my first video, like you will be a Day One, you feel me? So I want to do stuff like that too.
That's dope that I saw that you put like a picture up and it was like a unicorn or something like that.
That's my logo.
Yeah, I was like, that's cool. You have to figure out a name because I guess the way that you look at it is like you appreciate the people that have been rocking with you,
Exactly.
and then the more that you go, you're gonna have more people that are gonna discover you, and then they're gonna keep rocking with you. And to give them that name is like something special because it's like, all right, they're not just fans.
Exactly. I don't like that word. I hate that word. Like when people say, "Oh, you got like getting more fans," like I don't like that word. I like supporters.
Yeah.
But I feel like fans is like, oh, you over there, I'm over here. Like, you're under me. Like, I just don't like it. So I like supporters. I feel like, you support me. You put your time into listening to me, like showing love, posting me, hitting me up. You're supporting me. You're not fangirling me. Like, I like that.
It's a real grind too. Like, earlier you mentioned that if something that you learned from then when you started music till now is that it takes a lot of money. So it's like to the younger generation and the people that look up to you, they see all your poppin' ass videos, your music, and they don't know, and they might be like, I want to do that. But it's like you got to be able to grind too. So like you basically play the role of like you're your own secretary, you're your own creative director, you visualize for the future. So it's like if you decide you want to do music, what will be your advice to somebody who's like younger than you, who's thinking about starting?
I was just thinking about this yesterday because I was looking at pictures on my old computer from when I was like 13, 14, and you're 13 is a big birthday. So I got mad money and I think I spent it all. Like my mom used to make me put like 1,000 in my savings account, so I do have money in my savings account, but it's like when you're younger, save your money, because you have nothing to spend it on. Like, you really don't. Like, take advantage of your parents, take advantage of, like, having people who could spend money on you at that age. Like, you don't really need to spend anything. So I feel like that's one thing I should have did. Like, on all my birthdays, I used to get mad money, just save my money. I would have had racks right now. Like, for real.
Yeah, saving money is a big one because it's like you don't think about it, but it's like you go to the studio, you got to drop bread for that. You got to pay for the mixing and mastering. You got to pay for your image, your art, all that. So it's like I respect your hustle, girl. I respect it, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
So we were talking about a freestyle earlier. You want to get into it?
Yeah, we could do that.
All right,
Little acapella. All right, so this is about my brother. Like, I always like to put this out there because my brother, it's my heart. So, all right. I was sleeping on the couch. I woke up early in the morning. It was like 6 something when we heard somebody call. We all slept through it. Didn't think nothing of it at all. So my aunt came to the house to tell us what had went wrong. She said, "They shot your brother, shot him right in the neck over some fucking jewelry. Oh boy just wanted a check. He pulled the trigger just for them hitters to give him respect. It was Labor Day in Brooklyn. What the fuck you expect? I was nervous. Tell me, is my brother dead or alive? My aunt was talking with pain and I seen the fear in her eyes. She said he fighting for his consciousness. His life was on the line. The bullet went in through his neck, but now it's stuck in his spine. When we pulled up to the hospital in Mount Sinai, I was praying to the heavens, don't let him die. I walked into the room. I had a paper and a pen. I was drawing my brother's face. I was probably around 10. He had a tube in his nose. It was helping him breathe. He couldn't eat like a baby that was just starting to teeth. My poor brother, he has swelling from his head to his knees. They upped his meds to something heavy so his pain will be eased. After hours of indecisiveness and screaming out why, the doctors took him in for testing. I'm guessing the MRI. They came back talking crazy and they caught us by surprise. They said my brother couldn't walk no more, not even if he tried. Like, damn. Is today gonna get any fucking worse? I mean, I guess it could have been if my brother was in a hearse. This is the type of shit that make you take your family back to church with your hands up like, please, God, my baby hurt. I know it's been a while and I've been feeling like a jerk. I need you now more than ever, God. I just need you to work. You gave me blessing after blessing. I was counting the perks, but I thank you, God. How could I not? You saved my son from getting murked.
Needed those claps. That's some deep shit right there. So your brother is okay now?
Yeah, he's paralyzed from that.
Wow.
He's good. He's alive and healthy.
Thank God. Yeah, that's a hard thing to go through. Yeah, and I'm sure it takes a lot of support, like, to keep him like okay and happy and like keep his spirits high and stuff like that, right?
He's positive though. He's a positive person.
That's what's up. That's what's up. That's a lot of strength right there. And just the fact that you could write about it and not get shaky is like you really been practicing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not used to.
That's respect. That's my respect right there. Thanks for sharing that with us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. It's my pleasure. So everybody, now that you've watched and now that you've heard, everybody go cop No Money, No Soul on iTunes, on everything. If you got a Galaxy, you can still get it. I don't know what you guys do. Android Music, I don't know.
Wait, they don't have, oh yeah.
What does Galaxy have? Google use? Play?
Spotify, they use Spotify, right? Yeah. Tidal, yeah, it's on all of that.
Before we get off air, is there anybody that you want to shout out? Anybody that you want to, like, say what's up to?
Yeah, shout out to my mom. Shout out to my stepdad. Shout out to Kofi, Kima, the Giants, production team, everybody who's rocking with me. Like, I really fuck with you guys. It takes a team. It takes everybody to make you pop. So shout out to everybody who supports me. Like, I really appreciate you guys.
I'm so glad that you have that team because you have a real talent, and I can't wait to just see everything that you have coming up in the future. I feel like all the girls that follow me need to follow you and listen to your music, and the dudes too, so you can understand females a little better. And thank you so much for coming. You always have my support, and I'm wishing you all the best, shouty.
Thank you so much. Shout out the Lorri Love Show. We in the building.
Thank you
You know
guys
what
for
it is.
watching. We're here at Bravery Studios in Clifton. And shout out to liveforbeats.net. My boy Juan Sauce from Patterson for giving me the soundtrack to the Lorri Love Show, that background music that you guys hear every time. Go check him out online to get more dope beats. Take care, everybody.